My passion that got me here was the fire service. So it was actually a time where I'd been through the ranks of the local fire department, the Seaford Fire Department, and was kind of hunting and fishing and enjoying myself and do a little boating and ride my motorcycle. And some guys who were on city council decided they wanted to get off, and they were firefighters, so they kind of recruited me. And I'm a Republican, and coincidentally, the three guys that recruited me were all Democrats. So if there's any blame to be laid for the political aspect of it, it's three people across the other side of the aisle. So I was very fortunate through the fire service to get elected to public office, and then progressed through the city council and the mayor's position up here to state representative. So the fire service is something that's been very passionate for me because I was there when my dad was there, my two brothers. And I don't think I would be where I am today if it wasn't been for the encouragement of a lot of those folks to actually pursue a political career. So, still an active member, have a lifetime membership there, and it's good in our fire department because when you have over 25 years, you have all the rights and privileges of a member that's required to do certain things, such as ride the fire trucks and ambulance up to a specific amount. So, I feel very fortunate to have a good group of people that have supported me over the years. To include them and obviously my family in that endeavor. So I think there's, in the fire safety world, I think there's a lot of different things that you can look to. There's actually national magazines which are available to actually tell the stories of what have occurred. There are actually publications that occur all the time with regard to things that are very, very simple. And it's amazing to me that people take simplicity for granted sometimes. For example, every time the time changes, we ought to be changing the batteries in our smoke detectors. And a lot of people would say, well, that's a pretty insignificant little thing. It is, up to the point that when you have a fire, those batteries don't work. And keep in mind, there are usually only 2 AA batteries in a lot of cases. They could actually save your life. So I think if there's a lesson to be learned, it's some very simplistic things that can actually play well for any family. Change the batteries in your smoke detectors, teach your kids what it is to stop, drop, and roll, and teach your kids what it is to meet at a location outside that building. So if in fact you actually have a fire in a home setting, that you're all there, you always know who is there, who's out of the building, and who's not. That's important information for us because we're going to go in no matter what's occurring, but we're going to go in a lot quicker if we know somebody else is in there that we can potentially save. So I think there's a lot of books and there's a lot of literature out there. There's a lot of publications in the magazine world that kind of remind us of that every November when it's Fire Prevention Month. So I would encourage the folks that are maybe looking at maybe picking a book up if it comes around time for October, November, maybe look to fire safety. And keep in mind there's some things else that they can do. They can learn CPR, which is the ability to actually save a neighbor's life or to save a family member's life if they actually know how to do CPR. Some very simple things, simple lessons, and they could go a long way if they're implemented correctly.